His fist connected with my jaw so hard I heard the crack before I felt the pain. I staggered back, tasting blood. Mom's laugh cut sharper than the hit. "That's what you get for being useless." Dad stood over me, breathing heavy. "Maybe now you'll learn to keep that gutter mouth shut." I swallowed the blood and smiled. They had no idea what was coming. It wasn't always like this. When I was 6, Dad used to put me on his shoulders at the fair. He'd win me stuffed toys and tell me I was his little champ. Mom would pack my lunch every day, tucking in a note that said, "Proud of you." But the older I got, the more they seemed to enjoy breaking me. Dad's temper turned from lectures to blows. Mom's silence turned to applause. The night I turned 17, Dad punched me in the ribs because I looked at him wrong. Mom called me dramatic when I couldn't breathe right for a week. The worst part? I still thought maybe one day they'd stop. That illusion ended last winter. I'd gotten a partial scholarship for college, something I worked for years to earn. Dad found the acceptance letter before I could hide it. He ripped it in half. "No kid of mine's wasting time on this crap," he said. Later, I overheard Mom on the phone. "He's not going anywhere. We need him here to work and pay rent." That was the first time I stopped hoping for better. I started planning instead. I kept my head down, stopped talking back. I became exactly what they thought they wanted: quiet, obedient, predictable. It made them careless. When Dad got drunk, he'd leave his wallet on the counter. I memorized his bank account numbers, the passwords he used. Mom used the same login for everything: her email, her social media, even her online gambling accounts. She had no idea I was watching every transaction. My first step wasn't revenge. It was escape. I got a part-time job at the gas station, told them the paycheck was barely enough for food. In reality, half went into an account they didn't know existed. Step 2 was insurance. I set up a small camera in the living room smoke detector, another in the kitchen clock. Every slap, every insult, every time Dad called me worthless, every time Mom told me I deserved it, all of it saved to a cloud drive they couldn't touch. Then came the break I'd been waiting for. One night, Dad bragged to his drinking buddies about skimming cash from the construction company's budget. He even showed them the invoices, padding numbers, charging for supplies that never existed. He didn't notice me in the hallway. It took me 3 weeks to compile everything: bank transfers, fake receipts, emails. A crime so obvious even a rookie investigator would see it. The night before my 18th birthday, I sent 3 emails. One to the company's owner, one to the IRS, and one to the State Fraud Division. I attached every piece of evidence I had: about him, about Mom's gambling debt she'd been hiding from him, about the unpaid taxes they thought no one noticed. Then I waited. The knock came at 6:43 a.m. exactly a week later. 2 black SUVs, men in jackets with big yellow letters. Dad was still in his underwear when they cuffed him in the doorway. Mom screamed, demanding to know what was happening. "Ma'am, we have a warrant for your arrest as well." Her face froze. "What? No, They listed the charges: tax evasion, fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy. Her knees buckled. I stood in the hallway, hands in my hoodie pocket, watching as they led both of them out. Dad turned to me, fury in his eyes. "You did this." I didn't deny it. I just smiled. "Guess you won't need me to keep my mouth shut anymore." The house was quiet after they left. Too quiet. I sat at the kitchen table, the same spot where Dad had once slammed my head into the wood for rolling my eyes. Now, the sunlight through the blinds felt like freedom. The bank account I'd hidden was waiting. The scholarship committee agreed to reinstate my award after I explained my family situation. College was no longer a dream, it was my ticket out. Some people ask if I feel guilty. I don't. I didn't ruin them. They built the fire themselves. I just handed them the match. And the best part? They never even saw the smoke until it was too late.